Welcome to The Walk-In, a podcast where doors stay open and stories unfold one conversation at a time. Hosted by Christopher Michael Sean, author, poet, actor, and lifelong student of people and purpose. Here, you're more than just a listener. You're part of the room, part of the story. In every episode, someone sits down, breathes deep, and shares what drives them, what keeps them moving, and what keeps them dreaming. This is a space for dreamers, doers, and those still finding their way. So pull up a chair, pour something warm, and let's take a walk into the soul.
Hey guys, just wanted to give a quick heads up here. I had every audio problem imaginable. My mic wasn't recording in the right place, and none of the audio sounded like it should have. So, just a big heads up, guys. I'm so sorry about the quality, but the conversation was just too good to let up. The second half definitely gets a little bit better, but I just wanted to give a huge apology for the quality. And I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Which is where New Yoki comes from, in case you were wondering. New Yoki is like New Yorker and Oklahoma Okie, so.
Just putting the pieces together.
It's like a little puzzle piece, but you got to figure it out.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever explained that on the podcast. I probably should have explained that.
Yeah.
But enough about me, man. So tell me whatever you're comfortable with. Just throw it at me. Who are you? What's your story? How are you feeling?
Yeah, my name's Matt, or Matthew. I don't ever have a preference. It's funny, being a Matthew, people often ask, well, which do you prefer? I genuinely don't care. But I am currently 37, and started life kind of young. Had my first kid at 20, and so my whole life has kind of been raising kids and, taking jobs basically because I needed them, and finally at a place in life where I have some freedom to kind of chase after a dream. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is I have a great job. The job I have is awesome and I love it. But I don't always love it, and I don't always enjoy the parts that really just kind of drain you and tax you. And I think I'm just ready for a new chapter. And talking with my wife and talking with my kids, I started to post videos online just to kind of feel things out and I just kind of did that to keep myself accountable to chasing after what I wanted. A lot of times whenever you sit in the evenings and you are scrolling or you're watching shows or whatever, and just one day I was like, well, I could be doing something else with my time. And so that's kind of what sparked everything, was like, well, I'm going to do something fun, and I'm going to do something that's chasing my dreams and my goals. And that's to voice act and to share this talent and gift with others, and hopefully bring them joy and some kind of laughter in their life, because that's kind of what I'm about. I grew up in a relatively poor family. We were always, kind of paycheck to paycheck kind of family, and so we didn't always have the peak entertainment. And so oftentimes, me and my siblings would have to entertain ourselves or entertain each other, and that's where I started doing voices and impressions and characters. Is just, trying to keep everyone laughing and having a good time, basically. And that's kind of where that all began. Fast forward now, I've always done that. I've always kept that up. As a dad, I've got 7 kids, which is crazy to think about. But as a
Yeah, I
dad,
saw
I
your
still,
video on that. I was like, whoa, this guy's busy, busy. You said you were
yeah,
busy. No, you're
yeah,
busy, busy.
we're very busy. Um, and so as a dad, I still do voices for my kids. We're reading books, and I'm making all the characters for all the voices for the characters and stuff. So, um, and I just kind of came to a place where it's like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I love doing. And I enjoy my job. I like my job. But if I could do voice acting full time as my career, like, that's what I want to do.
I think it is a moment where you sit there with yourself and you're like, no, this is not how I want this story to go, you know? And it's one of the most incredible challenges to overcome, to not give in to the comfort, because man, it's comfortable. It's comfortable just sit there and just doom scroll and do nothing. And it's scary
Yeah.
to take that first step. I whenever I came to New York, it was the scariest step ever. So I don't know if
Mm,
you've heard the story, but basically, me after me and my wife had broken apart, my best friend Narciso, him and his wife had broken apart. So we were both getting ready for a divorce, and he came to me and he was like, "Hey, look, I just sued Pepsi for like $450,000, and I want to move to New York City. I want to prioritize your acting." And you know, he was doing his music, and he was like, "Let's go." And I was like, "That's a crazy idea, but sure, let's do it." That was my moment of going, "Okay, let's get out of the comfort." Well, fast forward a
yeah.
little bit, and he bails. He goes to upstate New York, and he falls in love with a girl. He takes her to New York City. They live together. They spend a bunch of the money, and he stops talking to me. So I had a choice. I could either one, stay in Oklahoma and keep doing my 9 to 5 and just never really take that leap of faith, or I could bet on myself, take $1,000, which is all the money I had, a bag of clothes, and my car, and just drive to New York. So we're talking almost 2,000 miles, 26 hours worth of driving.
Hmm.
And whenever I did that, that was my leap of faith. And I think I mentioned in one of my videos where it's like, or one of my episodes, I was in Indianapolis when I realized, like, holy shit, I am so far from home. I'm so far from home that like there's no going back at this point. Like it would take me so long to get back, I might as well keep going. And
Hmm.
you know, I slept in my car for 3 months, and it was just grind and grind and grind at the gym and everywhere else. It's that first step that's the scariest, which is detaching from comfort. And that's something
Hmm.
that you did. And honestly, I'm proud of you for that. If nobody's told you, I'm proud of you for that. It is the hardest thing to do, especially in today's day and age, because we are conditioned to love the comfort, you know, because
Yeah.
dreams are scary. They're not reliable.
Yeah.
They've got shaky ground.
And it's for me, like with as many kids as I have, it's pretty high stakes. Of like, well, I need a job and I need to provide for my family. Um, I'm luckily in a position where um, my wife can kind of breadwin for a while and um, do all those things if that's what it kind of comes down to. Um, but yeah, it is for sure. I agree with you. Like getting out of comfort is the first step. Like it's easy to just kind of coast. And like my job, I love my job. I don't hate it. But the last thing I want to do is have a job, not hate it, but then not ever really like chase after my goals and my dreams. And
Hmm.
so for me, like telling my kids you can become whatever you want to be and you can chase after your goals and dreams, but then never actually chase after my own is actually scarier than not pursuing my dreams now.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I have kids that I'm trying to encourage, and we've adopted kids and we have kids that are in foster care, and like they need to hear the message of chase your dreams, but they also need to see an example of that, and that's kind of where a lot of my passion comes from is like I'm trying to set an example for my kids. Like you have to work hard for your dreams and you have to push for them and you have to get a little uncomfortable and put yourself out there.
You know, it's actually incredible because what you're doing is it's honorable, and I just I I want to applaud you so much because I was in foster care for a little bit, and yeah, one of the biggest things that I wanted to hear was like, "Hey, Chris, chase your dreams." I never got that as a kid. Um, I got it a few times, but really, I had to become the person who did that, and that's kind of what I'm trying to be as well. And it's awesome that I'm sitting here with someone who has that same mentality of like, hey, let's motivate those. Let's motivate the kids. Let's motivate the people that are out there to chase their dreams. It's
Yeah.
terrifying. It is. But and I hope you see this. I hope you see that you are chasing your dreams. You're doing everything right. Because whenever you're
Yeah.
chasing your dreams, as long as you're taking a step in any direction, you're taking the right step. Because the right step is it's not standing still. You're moving forward, you know?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
one of my friends, he was talking about my mountain analogy. I have a mountain analogy where it's like we all have our peaks, summits, and valleys, and none of which are more or less valuable than each other. We're all climbing our own mountain. We all have our moments. My peak is no less valuable or more valuable than your valley. Your peak is no more valuable than my valley. So we all have our moments. He goes, the issue with your analogy is, well, what if I go left or right instead of forward? I'm like, then that's the direction you're meant to go. Like maybe if you
Yeah.
go left or right, you'll find a new angle. You'll find a better way to go up the mountain, you know? And
Yeah.
sometimes stagnation is still progress. Sometimes you need to sit there for a moment and breathe. Can't speak for your kids, but I guarantee that they're proud of you. They see you and they're like, man, he's fighting for his dreams. He's fighting for us. He's fighting to keep everything afloat. And I hope you give yourself the applause you deserve because you're doing
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I really do hope you do. It's not something that we hear a lot. I feel like, especially as guys, that like, oh yeah, you're doing good. A lot of times it's just, oh, you're doing what's expected of you. Um,
Yeah.
like good job doing what we expect you to do. But
Yeah.
no, and uh, so with your voice acting, you've just accomplished a pretty good goal with Mark Hamill commenting on one of your videos. That was awesome.
Yeah.
What's your next goal? What's a feat you'd like to accomplish next?
I just want to keep pushing into it. I mean, I was whenever I started the Mark Hamill thing, it was mostly just because I was having fun. Um, and that's what one of the draws of my dream is like I enjoy doing this a lot. And so it kind of, hit a space of like, well, if Mark Hamill never comments on my video, I'm cool with that because I'm just having a good time. Um, as I've kind of explored the career of voice acting as like a viable career, like that's what I'm trying to branch out more. Um, you know, Putting myself out there more is has been tricky, as you seek jobs. I don't really know how to navigate a lot of it. So kind of educating myself in the field of voice acting is kind of my next step. I have I humbly say I feel like I have the talent to make it a successful job for myself. Um, but I don't always know how to navigate the business part of it. And so like that's my next step is like navigating the business aspect of voice acting. And I think for a lot of people, like that's true. Like, oh, I know how to like read audiobooks and record myself and I have some knowledge of how to record and how to capture my voice. Um, I was on a live stream. I was watching a live stream. Well, he's a voice actor now, and he does all sorts of impressions. I think his name's Jim. Jim Impressions is his channel. But I got on there and I was asking him like, "What advice do you have?" And his big advice was just keep recording yourself. Like keep every day record yourself doing something and keep yourself accountable to that. And that was like another piece of like why I started recording the Joker. It was like, okay, well this keeps me accountable. I'm going to be posting every day whether this is a success or not. I'm fine with that, but I want to keep myself recording. And so like that's been actually the biggest struggle for me right now is like, well, what is the next step? What it's kind of like I was joking with my kids yesterday. I was like the Mark Hamill thing ending feels very much like whenever you finish a show on like Netflix. You're like, "Oh, that had this all this time with this show and I've gotten to know the characters and I've enjoyed all of these things, but now what do I watch?" And so like now I'm at that place where it's like, well now what do I do? But I think the goal here is to just keep recording, keep pushing in, keep educating myself and keep doing what I enjoy, which is recording myself and making silly voices and telling telling dumb jokes and making people laugh.
So I think honestly that's incredible. That's something that I feel like a lot of people definitely have an issue with. I know I had an issue with it, with going like switching my brain from going, "Oh, I need to have hefty goals. I need to have hefty progress," to going, "No, like I'm doing what I love, and that's what matters." You know? I don't think I'm chasing my dream right now. I think I'm living my dream, you know? Because I get to sit here and meet incredible people, talk about my story. I can do funny accents every now and then, and yeah, someday I would love to, work on a voice acting project and be out there, maybe doing a funny character, like Nigel Nicklebottom. Hello there, my good friend. Pleasure to meet you. I'd love to do that. I would love to do that. And um, I remember whenever I was little, it's kind of like my coping mechanism was coming up with funny accents, and I would hear. Well, I didn't even realize that I did this, but the accent I just did comes from Nigel Thornberry, and I never even
Yep.
realized that until somebody told me. I was like, "Oh, Nigel Thornberry," you say? Well, that sounds awfully familiar, darling. It's like, yeah, that sounds just like him. Um, like
Yeah.
whenever I do like an Irish accent, they're like, "Oh, you sound like Jacksepticeye." Oh, top of the morning to you. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know, maybe. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that it's awesome, and um, well, I'm over here showcasing accents. Let's hear some of yours, man. What are some solid ones you've got?
You know, I think one of my easy go-tos is Mickey Mouse. Um,
Oh boy. Hey guys, how you doing?
um, it's interesting because, well, I guess this is another piece of my story that's probably worth sharing. Um, Whenever I got to high school, um, I I had a friend. His name is Tom. Um, Tom and I, well, not in high school. We met in middle school, but then Tom and I became really good friends throughout high school. Ended up going to college together. Um, and then Tom joined the military just randomly. Like everyone in my
Mm-hmm.
class was like, "Join the National Guard. It's free money," and he did too. And then he got stationed all over the place. Um, but him and I were like the dynamic duo. Like him and I would always do voices and just have a good time. And so we would play off each other's energy really well. Um, and so, anyways, kind of long story short, uh, he ended up committing suicide a few years ago during that COVID time.
Oh, I'm
Just
so
kind of not
sorry.
take.
That's awful.
Yeah, he just wasn't taking care of his mental health. Um, but his death kind of put me in a dark place, threw me into depression. Uh, several, actually, weirdly, like several people that I cared about passed during that time. But I feel like his was kind of the biggest impact because we were such good friends and we enjoyed doing fun stuff together and making voices and characters and stuff like that. Um, I think that is something that I had to shake in order to chase after this dream was like, man, and I had to have a real like I shifted my mentality from like, dang, I can't enjoy doing this thing because it's what me and my best friend used to do to, you know what, I truly believe that this is what Tom would want me to do.
Mm.
Like Tom would be so proud of me right now, you know, even just posting dumb videos because that's the kind of stuff that him and I would do together is just make dumb videos. And um, we recorded just we recorded a fake radio show where I was like this really super serious host and he was this kind of outlandish uh, co-star, and then we had random guests that we would invite on and they were us just doing different voices. But yeah, I honestly think that's kind of the drive to do this is I think, man, I really should be doing this, not just for myself, but because I think, you know, it honors his memory. Um, and I think another piece of what I want to accomplish is to reach people that are struggling with mental health And it's one of the reasons why I try to make people laugh is, man, you're feeling bad. I want to help you feel better by using the medicine of laughter.
Hmm. And I think that if you ever get the chance to listen to my voice acting journey or my acting journey, I think it's called Soul State, the Actor's Prayer. It talks about that. It talks about the beauty of seeing people laugh and seeing people like come out of the callous of the day to day and how rough it can be and just give them just a dose of joy. And I think that's incredible. And it's one of the hardest things to deal with is whenever someone close to you passes away. Um, Especially whenever it's so close to home with your dream. And that must have been the hardest thing for you to go through, to even shift your mentality, let alone keep fighting for your dream. Like that is incredibly difficult. I couldn't even imagine doing it. Um, and I'm proud of you for that. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know that he would be proud of you. He would be he is, looking down so happy, so proud of you at everything that you're doing. The fact that you're still walking, you know?
Yeah.
And every time you record a line, I know that you're honoring his memory. And I hope you carry that with you, through the
Absolutely.
ages, no matter where you end up going, you know.
Yeah.
The beauty of this industry is that we don't need to be millionaires, but if we can just entertain a couple of people, if I can inspire just one person to keep chasing their dream, to keep following their heart, then I feel like we win. I feel like we've accomplished our dreams, you
Yeah.
know? And yeah, I can't even imagine, man. Uh, well, I don't even know. Now I'm sad.
Well,
This is the
you know,
sad part about being like empathetic is like I'm like, oh man, this guy is going through
yeah.
so much. But honestly though, you came around and you've been pushing hard and
Yeah.
like man, what an origin story. You're doing
Yeah.
incredible for the origin story you've got going on. Um
What I realized as I started to post was as I started to chase my dream, I should say, I came out of that funk. Even my kids were like, "Dad, you seem way happier than usual. Like you seem more chipper, you more cheery and whenever you pursue something that kind of gives you purpose, like I feel like that just naturally lifts your spirits."
I feel like there's something really beautiful and really powerful about sitting behind a microphone. And I mean, bro, you better watch out because I have ADHD and I'm a creative mess. I might just sit down and make something for me, you, and Ziello to just rock through. Maybe maybe we can start our own anime or something. I don't know.
That'd be dope.
That would be dope. Yeah, we would just need somebody to animate it, but uh, yeah, dude, I think that yeah, and if I feel like you broke me with that, man. That's awesome though. That's good. That's good. You're making,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is like this podcast is so new that I get opportunities to experience new things and new stories. But yeah. So whenever you talk about your accents, you talk about the impressions you do. You do it on TikTok. Do you do it anywhere else? TikTok and Instagram. Do you do it anywhere else?
I post it on YouTube as well. So actually that my YouTube channel, I started way back in the day. And I by way back in the day I mean like 2009, 2010, I think.
Hmm.
Um, and not like and that was me just I had a dumb idea and I was like I'm going to do this. And so I started doing that. But then it kind of went dormant and I would every once in a while post me singing a song or doing music or whatever. Um, but then you know, this new venture is kind of given it another platform as YouTube. Um, And of course, if you're posting on Instagram, it automatically posts to Facebook. Um, Weirdly enough, I feel like I have more followers on Facebook than I do on Instagram or even TikTok.
Hmm.
Um, this is interesting to watch as kind of things play out. Because like, yeah, and it's also interesting how sometimes things that you put out there, like you feel like this is really fun and this was really good, and then it is nothing. Like it gets no views or no
Oh
like
yeah.
interactions, and it's just like, what
Hmm.
is there? There are times where it feels like I'm just kind of screaming into the void,
Oh
and
yeah.
then it's
No,
like,
I remember I posted a Thanksgiving episode that I worked so hard on, and it just did nothing. It just I was like,
yeah,
no. I was like, I worked so hard on that. That was the
yeah,
hardest 9 minutes of my life. No, I'm just kidding. But it was a short video, but it was like clips of a lot of our episodes together,
yeah,
um, which I'd never done before. And I was like, oh man, that was kind of fun. I'm sure this will do well. And then, nope.
yep, nothing.
Nothing. But that's okay. It's all part of the.
Yeah,
Listen, man, it's all part of the process. Think about it. Like, someone one day is going to look back at that video and go, man, this is where Chris started. Like, that's incredible?
yeah,
And they'll do this. Like, obviously, they'll do the same thing for you, man. I'm just hopeful
sure,
that.
yeah.
I'm hopeful that, like, this space that we have. Oh, I thought I lost 10 followers. I just opened up my analytics. I was like, what? Okay, no, we're good. We're still at
What'd
15.
you
Yay.
do?
What did I say? I've only been recording for 30 minutes. What did I say? No, but that's what I'm really hopeful that this little like Discord here, which I have a buddy of mine, Dominic, he's going to be helping me admin over this Discord. I'm hopeful that we can get a lot of creatives in here. Like, imagine this space full of creative, ambitious entrepreneurs. And like
Absolutely.
the acting hub here, or the voice actors hub, I literally created that after Ziello joined, because like, hey, there's two of us now, there's three of us. Like, okay,
Yeah,
well, now we're trending. I would love for that, and I think that honestly, like think about it, like a year or two from now, you could be one of the cornerstones of this podcast, of a voice actor who's sitting here going, this is where we started, and now look where we are.
yeah,
um because I don't feel like this is my podcast. I feel like this is our podcast. It's a
right.
podcast of dreamers, a podcast of ambitious entrepreneurs, the young generations that really want to fight for the good stuff. Um, so I. I'm curious, and this is not sponsored, by the way. Have you ever heard of voices.com?
I think so.
You think so? It's something that
May-
I use. So you go on there,
Cool.
you create your voice acting profile, you submit demos, and people listen to it and they decide if they want to hire you for stuff.
Sure.
I don't know if ZLO uses it. I know that I use the free version. I don't pay. I think it's like
Right.
$500 a year. I can't afford that. Um,
No.
so I use the free version, which you still get private and public invites. So maybe that's something that you would enjoy doing.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
yeah, like I think, and honestly, think of it like a portfolio. You have a
Yeah,
portfolio of the accents and the voices you can do. Um, and I think any voice actor out there should absolutely have that on standby.
yeah,
It was one of the first
yeah.
things I did whenever I came to New York is I made voice acting business cards, and on the front of it says, "Need a voice actor?" Mine is Chris Clear, like Kristly.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I thought it was clever. Um, but yeah, like I mean, and everybody's journey is different. I'm not
Yeah,
saying, hey, go on Vistaprint, spend this amount of money on a bunch of business
right.
cards, and then go on voices.com. No, do whatever feels right for you.
Yeah,
And TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. Honestly, I applaud you for being able to handle all that, because I have a friend whose name is Joey. He handles all my social medias, and my social medias aren't moving as they should, because I don't know what to do with them. I have no
right.
idea what to post on TikTok, what to post on Instagram or YouTube. Like, that's the thing with this podcast. Like,
Yeah.
if I can figure out how to hurdle myself out there onto all the socials, I feel like we'd be moving a lot faster. But I don't know. Maybe I'm too old for this. I don't know. I can't wrap my head
I
around it.
I I know that feel as well. I feel there are days where I'm like, I don't understand this and I'm old. Um Luckily I have teenagers to guide me. So that helps. Um, a website I have used, I don't know if you've ever used it or not. I got onto acx.com,
Mm.
and that's through Amazon, and their specific goal is like audiobooks. Um, now um, with that, it's kind of, I don't know. They have things like royalty share, and some of them are like, we'll pay you X number for this many performance hours to just record audiobooks. I feel like I'm in the process of recording two different audiobooks now because I auditioned, like, guess I should rewind a little bit. Like last Tuesday, I had off work because of Thanksgiving, and we were on like a week break. My kids had school, so I had a whole day where I had no sound and I had complete silence in the house. And so I just took that as a day of like, okay, we're going to try auditioning for roles. And so I just picked 10 books. I auditioned for 10 of them. I haven't heard back from all of them yet, but two of them came back to me and asked me to record their audiobook. Not like a terrible, like, oh my gosh, you have like a job now. Like, this is not going to be like this amazing thing, but it is experience. And
Oh yeah.
so um, that's what I'm excited about. Like, and they're both royalty share jobs, which means if those books are successful, then maybe I'll have some kickback from recording them. Um, but again, learning the business has been tricky for me, and like that's what I need to focus on. If this is going to be a career, then how do I navigate the business piece of it?
Mm-hmm. No,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, but I'm excited to get those recordings going. It was kind of daunting because you I didn't expect to get any of them back. Like I was like, all right. Uh, I was listening to, gosh, somebody was talking about voice acting and acting in general, and it's like if you audition for 100 auditions and get one back, like you're doing pretty good. So I was like, well, that doesn't seem very promising. Um, but I ended up getting two from the 10. So I was like, well, this seems good. But then I found out that royalty share is like, oh, you get a percent if it's successful. And so, I might end up doing these audiobooks essentially for free, but I wanted the experience. And then I was like, oh gosh, now I have to actually record these things. And that's been an adventure in and of itself. So,
Yeah, well, think about it like this too. You're putting your voice out there. You are literally you're giving them a postcard with your name on it because somebody's going to hear that
yeah,
audiobook and go, "Man, this guy's voice is incredible. Like I want to hire him for something." You know?
right.
Um so yeah, and that's awesome. I mean, I have a documentary that I'll probably end up voicing it myself, but it's like 25,000 words, you
Yeah,
know. And I just think like if I manage to learn how to upload that to like Amazon audiobooks, I don't even know how I would do it, but I'll figure it out
right.
someday. um like I just imagine like how cool it would be for someone to reach out to me and be like, hey, I heard you like reading over this audiobook and I thought it was pretty incredible. um and honestly, I have some ideas, and this is my ADHD going off a little bit, but I actually do. I think I am. Maybe I'll work on something that the three of us can do together. Um,
Yeah,
like even if it's just like a small script we can read off of, get something recorded online, whatever. Post it on a TikTok. We'll post it on the walk-in TikTok. You know, um, and hey, it would be awesome to see us work on a project together, and just
sure.
see how it goes. You know,
Yeah,
because we're putting our voice out there. We're and that, like I said, this is our podcast. This is our
right.
space. It's not like, oh well, this is Chris making a bunch of money. I'm not making money. And the day I start making money is the day I start investing into the podcast and into the people here. Um, because if anybody's accomplishing their dreams, it should be all of us. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um,
And I think it's also, you know, you've said it multiple times now. Like, I feel like anyone associated here, I don't think any of us are trying to be famous. It's like we all like the idea of like, well, I if this goes viral, then I can, do this or this or this. Like, I don't expect anything that I do to go viral, and that's okay with me. Like, I'm good with that. Random, I have ADHD too, by the way. Random thought for you. You were wondering about like, what can I put out on my socials? What can I put out on this? I think it'd be really rad if you just record yourself reading quotes about chasing your dreams or inspirational quotes, and like have a graphic and your voice just goes over that, and like, hey, share this with people that need to hear these words of encouragement. You
That
see that
would
a
be
lot
awesome.
with like I've seen hundreds and hundreds of accounts that they literally are just like sharing a Bible verse, and it's just like, oh my gosh, and they get thousands and thousands of likes. Not saying that that's your end goal, but inspirational quotes might be a quick, easy way to get your voice put out there. And then it just also serves a purpose of inspiring others.
Yeah. Have you looked over at the words of Christum that I have, that little page there?
I haven't yet, but those would be cool. Like, share those,
Yeah, I
and
think
inspire others.
yeah, like I think like my favorite one, to be perfectly human, you have to be imperfect. That's easily my favorite quote. Um I don't know if that's stolen from someone, but that's just something I came up with one day. But yeah, that would honestly be pretty cool because that's something that I could make really quickly and I could post it on all of my socials. I also know
Yeah,
that I need to go on all my socials and do a bit of a cleanup as well because my
yeah,
TikTok used to be it used to be an Uncle Vinny TikTok. So I'd go
uh-huh.
on there and I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? It's me, your Uncle Vinny. I just want to say I'm really fucking proud of you for going in. You're waking up every single day. You're making your bed. You're doing what you're supposed to do. I'm really fucking proud of you, kid." And I would do that.
Yeah,
I'd record that like with big suit and tie with a top hat, and I would post it. And I got a couple thousand views, and then it just kind of died off. And then I
yeah,
got some follows, and then I lost a bunch of follows, and eventually it turned into like I was doing open mic nights for a little bit, and
uh-huh.
then I went back to voice acting, and I was recording stuff like, "Oh, look at you, lad! You don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about," um, and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun, but then it was around then that I realized that the goal shouldn't be like it shouldn't be views. It should be entertaining people. If I can entertain a few
yeah,
people, inspire a few people, then that's a win. That's a win for me, you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
gosh, see, this is what I love. We sit here for like 40 minutes. I don't even realize 40 minutes has passed. So, before we kick it off, is there anything else you want to say? Any questions, trials, tribulations?
No, I think anyone listening, I hope that you feel inspired to chase after what you want. Um, if you're after something, it's worth going after, and it's worth being uncomfortable, and it's worth uh, not looking at your cell phone or not looking at your TV screen or getting off of the video game unless that's obviously a part of your dream. But you just have to. It's a hustle. And you have to put yourself out there and keep doing it. So it's a part of the grind, and that's something I'm familiar with in terms of just life in general. Like, if you want something, you have to fight for it and
Hmm.
go after it.
Hey there, this is friend of the show, Anthony Ziello, and I just wanted to say thanks for stepping into the walk-in today. If this episode spoke to you, go ahead and follow the show, and catch us every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can find The Walk-In on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you listen. And if you want to hang with our community, come join the Discord. We'd love to have you there. A huge shout out to the Podmatch community for having us with them. Their support for dreamers is unmatched. Until next time, take a breath, stay inspired, and as always, we'll walk together again next week.